Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome to the channel. So, which side of the chicken has more feathers? Well, the outside. Today, we're taking a look at an expansion to Cloudspire, and that is Harbinger. Now, what this is going to do is this is just going to add a lot more content, some more solo adventures and everything else for your Cloudspire game. Because I like Cloudspire, and I hope you like Cloudspire because it is a fantastic game, and it's one of those games that the more content you get, the more it's going to offer. All right, now I do know with the Harbinger, it does. I think some of the content in here, and we'll verify that inside. I believe requires some of the new factions, which I also have, but we're going to cover those in a later video, right? But for now, what does Harbinger have to offer? Tell you what, let's go down to the table. Let's open this one up and let's see what's on the inside. All right, folks, here we go. This is Cloudspire Harbinger. This is now content expansion for the core game. All right, now this is from Chip Theory Games. Now, what's it going to give us? We're going to get some new market and landmark chips. We're going to get some upgraded chips, some large neoprene islands. We're going to add those, some small neoprene earthscapes, and then we're going to get a big scenario book, which I'm really excited to see what's in that scenario book. Okay, and what kind of scenarios we're going to add. Because one thing about this is actually going to add a bunch more solo content. But what I understand is you do want some of the new factions, okay, that they released for this Harbinger set for that solo content. Now, I do have those, but we're going to open up those in a separate video. So keep on the lookout for that. But for now, let's see what we have in here. Okay, so let's get this thing opened up. All right, a nice little artwork on the inside. It's not just plain. I do like it when companies do that. At least make the inside of the box look a little bit better. Now, this is going to be the main thing, I think, for this Harbinger. We're going to look at those chips here in a second, but I want to see what these solo scenarios are, okay? Because I do love playing this game solo. It is a lot of fun. It's fun cooperative and everything else, but this is, to me, it's just a really good solo game because you can just take your time, okay? So let's just kind of thumb through this. Now, we got the neoprene hex tile keys, okay? For everything there, make sure I got everything in the screen for you. Your earthscapes, we got fortresses. All right. And like I said, some of this stuff I do believe is also you need to have like the Shada, the Keel, and the Graph. These are 3 new ones that have come out. All right. So this will include a lot of that stuff as well. Got your AI talents. All right. It looks like everything's all alphabetized in there, so it's really easy to see and find. All right. Yeah, what do we got? Got to the end there. See, and the artwork in this thing is great. I love their artwork. All right, now Horizon's Wrath Chapter 1. So here we go. So it looks like we're going to be able to set up the lowlands away. We got there's 4 different waves and your different opponents. Okay, and see there you go, the airs and the shade. And the shade, I believe, is one of the new factions. Okay. All right, and then of course your objectives. All right, now Chapter 2, we got the last gasp. All right. So and I gotta tell you, I love all of these scenarios. I love the way they do the scenarios. Your different waves. Okay. Underline the black. Solo keel. Oh, what else? Okay. Depravity for atonement. 5 different waves. The opponent's gonna be the Greege in this one right here. All right. Oh, see, and just going through this just really makes me want to take this game back out. It has been a little while since I have played it, and I have really been itching to get this one to the table. All right. If you're not enough, man, these maps just look so good. And they're just so fun and challenging to play. There you go. There's a big one. Got a lot going on that one right there. All right, Revolution. Okay. All right, and I think that was it. Yeah, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Little tortoise guy right there. These guys don't look like they're having too much fun. All right, and we're going to get a nice little quick reference right in the back of the rulebook. Very cool. Love it. Okay. Product safety warning. Hey, right on. Now, let's take these chips. Okay. These things here, man, I'll tell you, they really shove them in there. Let's put the chips off to the side. Let's take a look at what we're going to have with our maps. All right. And I really like these neoprene maps. It's one of the things I really like about Chip Theory Games. Their content is just, or the quality of their components is absolutely amazing. Probably can't hear me with all this rattling. Let's get this thing out of here. But these maps, you know, all of their games using these neoprene maps is just stellar. Okay. So take a look at all these little guys. All right. Throw this one on there. So we definitely got these nice 3 new maps. All right, and it looks like we're going to get just one of these small ones. Yep, yeah, one small neoprene earthscape. Okay, all right, so there we go. So that is what we're going to get for those. So let's kind of stick these back in here. So we have them there right now. All right, now let's see if we can take a look at these chips and what they have to offer. So sometimes you can just twist these things and open them up relatively easy. Sometimes they don't want to go. And let's just do that. And let's see what we can, see if we can get them open. I'm not having any luck here. Okay, try not to get myself there. Now, try to keep them in somewhat of an order. I'm getting all this plastic out. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter what order they're in, but I kind of like to keep them somewhat together because it looks like we're going to have like those ones there are going to be all the same type. Okay, oh, but see, it looks like, okay, the order's gone. All right, tell you what, let's just take a look at the chips. We'll put them off to the side and we'll just put them back in as we go. I always have a hard time with these chips, holding on to them. All right, so it looks like all the backs of these chips are going to be the same. So it really did not matter. They were just kind of scattered in there. So let's just get a nice close look at all of them. All right, the triple threat. All right, that way you guys can just kind of take a look at them. Okay. The flintlock. I think that should be coming in pretty good. I hope it is. My close-up isn't super great on this. All right, double trouble. All right, let's grab a few more. I don't know if there's duplicates in here. I'm trying to look, but Harold the Herald. Okay. All right. Grab a few more of these guys. Very cool. You know, it's just funny. Every single time I get one of these Chip Theory games out, it doesn't matter which one it is. Cloudspire, Victorum, Hopamachus, anything. I just kind of want to dive in and I just kind of want to play them for a while. All my other stuff seems to take the back burner. Some days I just don't have enough time. I just want to set one of these games up and just keep right on playing it. I need to dedicate like a table in another room and set this game up and just only leave it set up. That's what I need to do. But it seems like every time I do that, I need that table for something. All right, so there you go. So that is going to be all of those chips. Now, let's get these guys out. These guys are kind of stuck in there. All right, and let's see what we get from here. All right. See if these will actually open up relatively well. And we're just going to kind of do the same. We'll just go through them and figure them all out. Okay, so it looks like these are going to be, what is it, our landscape tiles. Okay. And it looks like we're going to have a few different ones. So let's see what landscape tiles we're actually going to have. All right, it might just be just these 3 different ones. All right. Not too many of them here. Looks like we're going to get a probably equal number of every one of these. It's going to be my guess. Okay. And then, not too much. We're going to get a lot more of those than some of these others. But there you go. Okay, so those are the 3 we're going to get. And then this is the pile here we definitely have more of. So let's take a look at those guys. All right. Well, that's kind of a funky looking little thing. All right. The Waygate William. The Foreboding Fountain. Very nice. Okay, just one more of this one. Oh yeah, the Rabid Keel. Stay away from him. All right, now let's take a look at this guy and everything we're going to get with this one. Ah, look at that, the little swart. He just looks really friendly, doesn't he? Why don't you go give him a little pet? You probably like that. Give him a scratch behind the ears. Crossroads Trader. The Rogue Gunner. All right. Great big bugs. Very cool. And then we got our last one right here. Wow, some of these guys are just scary looking, aren't they? Grail turtles. You know, my wife likes turtles. Grail leopards. Wonder if she liked that little turtle. I'll have to find out. And there you go. Okay, so that's gonna be the last of all these landscapes. Let's see if they go back in. Yeah, they go in a little easier. All right, now we're just gonna get a few of these other tiles. Let's go ahead and take a look at these last ones. And that should be the last of this particular box. All right, if I can get this thing opened up. All right, so of course, we're gonna get those 4 right there. All right, we're gonna get these 4 right here. Nothing much to look at here. And we're gonna get 4 of these green ones. All right, we'll put those off to the side. Oh, look at that, one more landscape tile. That guy right there. And we're gonna get 3 more of these tiles. So they all didn't fit in these ones right here, so they put them off to the side. Not a problem. Let's just get those up here. And our last one. And there you go. All right, folks, that looks like is everything we're gonna get inside of this box. So let's go ahead and take all this. Let's put him back in there. I know this is gonna go in here. The box is almost too thin. We do have this guy. We'll set him right there. All right. And let's get that lid. And there you go. And that is what you would get if you get the Harbinger content expansion. Looks like there's some good stuff in here. I'm really excited to check out some of these solo scenarios. Like I said, we do have to have some of the other expansions for them, so we'll get those opened up in another video, and that way you can take a look at those. All right, well, let's head up top and let's close this out. All right, folks, there you go. That is a Cloudspire Harbinger expansion. Okay, you just add a bunch of new solo adventures and scenarios, some co-op. A lot of new stuff comes in this box. Right now, you do have to have some of the newer factions in order to play some of these scenarios. But if you're like me and you like Cloudspire, you should probably have all of those factions anyways, because just adding those other factions into the game just makes it that much better. And then you can play all the scenarios whenever you want to play them. Great stuff, and I can't wait to get this one played. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you to like this video on YouTube, Board Game Geek, Facebook, or even on X. Please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments as soon as I can. And also, folks, if you like the content that I do here, if you haven't done so already, I humbly ask you to click on that subscription button and even click on the bell and be notified when I drop new videos. You know, some people eat light bulbs. They say it's a nice light snack.